It's Noah, and welcome back to Hollywood TV, where our next guest is a Canadian-born American film and television actor. He stars in Great American Family's new Christmas movie titled A Christmas Blessing, premiering Sunday, November 12th. Please welcome my buddy, Jesse Hutch. Hello, Jesse.
Oh, what's up? I'm expecting you to have sound effects like
Yeah,
just
the little clapping.
audience,
Woo!
golf
Yeah,
clap.
fake
Yeah,
audience. I need to
yeah,
get that a
Jesse
little
Hutch.
iCarly button,
Yeah,
Isn't
just
that just how I go?
welcome. Those claps. Welcome.
How have you been? It's been so long. We were just talking about how, it's been, I think, since 2015
I
or
know.
16.
Last time you interviewed me, I think you were like 17. No,
Ah,
I'm
we
kidding.
were all little
I'm kidding.
children.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. I know it's been so long. I followed you throughout your career and, followed you on Instagram, Twitter, whenever you'd post about, your new projects underway. And it's been so nice to see you continue just to get bigger and bigger. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. Well, as I like to say, I'm still working on my 23-year overnight success story. It's coming. It's coming, people. No, there's a lot of exciting things going on. Obviously, Christmas and
Oh,
Christmas
yes.
movies are going on. I
Mm.
also am now a cast member on a new TV series for Angel Studios called Homestead,
Good for
which
you.
is going to be an amazing TV series, I think.
Mhm.
Our first two episodes will also be a theatrical release in about
Oh, wow.
1,600 theaters, and that is different than Christmas, but I
Right.
believe that the same sort of audience and the same heart will be very interested. So I'm excited to share all things story related
Hmm.
with you all.
Good for you.
I'm loving Tennessee these days.
That's right. You're repping Tennessee.
That's where I spend a lot of my time, and I'm also a partner at a film development company here in Nashville now,
Hmm.
and so we are moving into. Uh, we're about this close, and I believe we're actually moving into production on a Christmas comedy that I wrote,
Oh,
and I will be starring in it, and I'm also going to be directing it, and it will be for a Great American Family. So we're pretty
oh, that's
excited.
awesome.
Uh
Look at you just go, 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 Jesse Hutch. Going to the
huh.
top of the
Oh yeah.
tree.
Oh
Yeah.
oh oh. Is that where it is? Oh man, I've been going the wrong way the whole time. I thought it was over there. I was like,
Oh my
what?
goodness. Now, the last time that we spoke, I think you were living in Canada. Is that right? Or do you still go back home to
Yeah,
Canada?
yeah. Uh, I still do a lot of films there. Yes, a lot of
Right.
people like to make their, especially
They love
the
making
rom
Christmas movies in
coms.
Canada.
They love doing it in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll do it when there's no snow. So we have to make the fake
Right.
snow.
You have to put
I'm
fake one.
I'm kidding. Or they'll do it when there's real snow. And then you're like, "Ah, this isn't any better."
Yeah.
But
Now, is it
no,
cold up
I
there?
it depends where you go and when you go.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, yeah, if you a lot of the provinces, like you go, like Winnipeg is kind of a hotspot for filming. You go to Calgary, you go to Montreal,
Mhm.
you go to Vancouver. Those are a lot of the main staple filming
Right.
places. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'll go when they send me for work. So
Hmm.
I'll go wherever. Homestead's filmed in Utah.
Mm.
We're going to be filming my Christmas comedy in Nashville, probably. So
That's fun.
we're setting up there,
Nashville's
and
great.
then it is great. I think there's so many fantastic people here,
Hmm.
and I mean that's why I love it here. There's just so many
Yeah.
wonderful people. There's a very community feel. I think
Yes.
it's because the music world, right? Like everybody in the music
Hmm.
world is, uh, they kind of help each other out. They talk, they share, and that also happens in film. It's like, oh, well, who are you? What do you do? It's like, oh, you got to meet Billy. Billy, hey, Candace, hey, you got to come over here and meet and just get to know each other. And
Uh-huh.
it's such a cool culture. So anyway, I love it. What's going
That
on
is
over at
amazing.
Hollywood TV? What do you got?
Oh, just staying busy. We're going to Walt Disney World. I'm going to be taping inside Magic Kingdom Park next week. I can't believe Disney even
What?
trusts me to do this.
What?
I'm like, what, me? Little old
And
Noah,
you
Yeah,
if you need like anyone to come help, I'm there.
you should come over there. Yeah, come be my co-host, Jesse. Yeah, inside
just rocking
before
it.
park hours. I'll be taping like at 6 something in the morning with one eye open and one shut. I'm like, oh, hello
That's great.
everyone. Yeah.
we could have a we could have a burger eating contest first, and then
Ah,
immediately into a roller coaster riding contest.
ah,
And And
Oh,
whoever
that would
loses the burgers first loses.
that would be hilarious. Oh my goodness, because they asked me, Noah, do you want to ride any rides? Because I have been petrified of roller coasters. I don't know why I would, be so scared in a weenie roller coaster, but I would
You
do it
got to
with
do
you,
it then.
Jesse. Yeah.
You need a
We'll set up
GoPro. We want to
cameras.
see
Yeah.
the face. We want to
Yeah,
watch you the whole time. Let's go,
I'll
Noah.
probably pass out. You put me on one of those high up roller coasters that go down, but it'll make for
Think of the
great TV,
ratings
wouldn't
though.
it? Yeah.
Your ratings are
Oh,
going to
yeah,
go
the
up.
ratings would just shoot up
If
high,
if you
it'd
pass
probably go
out,
viral.
ratings go up.
That's right. Isn't that awful? If you pass out, the ratings go up, you go viral, then you probably get appeared on news programs, then they'll be wanting to interview you next.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, Jesse made me do it,
Yeah.
So that's exciting stuff. I'm really looking forward to that. I love Disney and the whole Mickey
Mhm.
Mouse and the Minnie and all the characters and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, who doesn't, right? That's
Uh,
awesome. Good
that's
for
right.
you.
But thank you. And by the way, I want to say Happy Veterans Day because people were telling me, last night because I put
Hmm.
up on Facebook that I was
Hmm.
screening this movie and for everyone to watch this on Sunday. And people were like, "You better say Happy Veterans Day, Noah." So Happy Veterans Day. We thank you to everyone that has served our
Absolutely.
country, and
Yeah.
thank you so much for your
Yeah.
sacrifice and to the people that's still living. And I went not I went I have not went in here yet, but I did an interview for the World War II museum that is in New Orleans, and it's just magnificent over there.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, whenever anyone is in New Orleans, they have to go visit that museum. It's a lot of history, and you learn so much when you go.
Oh,
So
World War II is, I
yeah.
think some of the best films are made surrounding World War II. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan is still one of my favorite. I
Hmm.
actually enjoy, Band of Brothers, The Pacific. Um, we have a script on our docket that is World War II, and one day I would love to make
Mm,
that. But speaking of
yeah.
veterans, even in Homestead, the series, my character is an ex-Green Beret who's hired as security to protect this 300-acre homestead.
Hmm.
And so I've been training actually with some ex-Green Berets, a few ex-Marines,
Mm,
ex-Navy SEALs. And so I go out and I have actually been training with them just because as a performer,
hmm.
I think it's important. And most actors, I believe, feel this way. We want to honor the people that we represent. And
Hmm.
sometimes you have little to no time to do that. But it's like, hey, you play a Green Beret and, act
Hmm.
like you've been doing this for 20 years. And you're like, whoa, okay. You just want to bring that to the screen the best you can. So, uh,
Right.
and again, I'm a flawed individual. I make mistakes. I haven't been
Mm.
living that lifestyle, but I very much I attempted to join the military twice actually in my life,
Really?
and both times just really felt like God was like, no, don't do it. And of course,
Hmm.
as I see how my life lays out, I'm and being married and having three kids,
Yeah.
and just how my life's played out, I have no idea what I was being guided for and redirected for all the time, but when I look back, I believe there's a lot of great things that have happened in my life. And now I get to represent people that I've actually always kind of had a heart for. There's a part of me that really is drawn to that sort of lifestyle, the honor, the character
Hmm.
that comes with it. So anyway, I think it's
You were
important
born to
to
be a star, Jesse. That's right. To
oh
inspire and to spread the love to people. It really shows in your work that you do, truly. I really love all the projects. And I was looking at the PureFlix, well, Great American, PureFlix now, and all your movies were like at the top. Snowman's, I believe, was, one of them.
oh
There was another movie, I believe, that popped up. I can't even think of it because you did so many. But I'm like, look, there's Jesse. Jesse's all over this Pure Flex, So yeah. Good for you.
thank you. Well, hey, I'm just kind of going along with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
And by the way, how are your kids doing? Because well, I don't even know if they're little kids anymore because I think the last time, like I said, we spoke, they were
mhm.
they were little kids and now they're, growing
Yeah,
up. Time goes by
we're
so
we're close
fast, doesn't it?
we're close to another birthday. So
Oh.
in a matter of weeks,
Uh-huh.
give or take, we'll be at 9, 11, and 12. And uh-huh. So yeah,
Really?
it's fantastic. They're all growing up. They all have all these new ideas and dreams
Uh-huh.
and desires, and it's quite a trip. They say things
Yeah.
sometimes that are so funny, and other times they say things that are not funny,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. I'm like,
Oh.
wait a second. I didn't realize that this turned into like some kind of like voting system where like you just propose and you think that we vote on this. It's like, no, we're not
Oh.
doing that.
Oh my goodness. And are they enjoying, school? Because I assume they're back in school. Or do they go to
Uh-huh.
like a, like school in person, or do they do like virtual, like, homeschool?
Yeah, no. They do school in person. So
Mhm.
we homeschool for a long time, and we've been
Yeah.
trying the public school route, and
Oh, nice.
so that's been, yeah, it's interesting though. You see your kids' personalities come out, right? You got certain kids
Right.
really excel in certain areas, and then some just do not. They're not.
Yeah.
They don't kind of always fit the mold. You know what I mean? I mean, I
Hmm.
was that kid. I did not fit the mold. I didn't want to sit
Mm.
down for 6 hours and like have you talk to me, and so school was hard for me growing up, especially math, which is probably the age old
Oh,
joke. So I became an
me and
actor.
you
No,
both. Math was awful. The A to the Z to the B with the little two in the corner. I'm like,
yeah,
what the heck is this? I'm
yeah.
never going to use this with what I want to do.
Mm-mm.
But my math teacher, I had one math teacher. His name was Mr. Whitfield. I'm going to tell his name right here. But he was a really good teacher, though. But he sat me up in the front, right next to, where he could keep his eye on me because I would want to sneak my phone out in class. And he would always come by because he would know I'd be struggling in algebra. I don't even know how. I can't
Still there?
even
Did
say
I lose you?
algebra. Yeah, in algebra,
Oh,
he would always, be. He would make sure that I would know what I'm doing, even though
mm,
I really didn't know what I was
hmm.
doing. And he'd like, you have to come to tutoring after class. Um, yeah, tutoring
I
after
mean,
class.
hey,
I'm like, oh,
well, a couple things stand out. First of all, you had phones. That's
right.
cool. Uh, Second of all, your teacher actually wanted you to tutor. That's amazing. I remember sitting down and our
Yeah.
guidance counselor at that time was like, "So Jesse, your marks in math are pretty low. You probably shouldn't try to go for advanced classes anymore. I think you should just take basic and just not apply to college or university ever in life, and that'll be better for you." And I'm like, "You're the counselor, right? This is your life counseling for me? Awesome." So I went and got my own tutor. It was a girl who was
Good.
actually like a grade or two behind me, but she was a math genius.
Uh-huh.
And I was like,
That's
"Hey,
right.
would you mind helping me with math?" I mean, and so she would stay late after school, and
Hmm.
she'd help me with math, and it was brutal. It was so hard for me. But
I
truth
know
be
my head
told,
would pound
I
after that.
actually, full straight up truth, right? This might be the first time anybody's ever
Mhm.
heard this on an interview. I don't know. I actually failed math in grade 9. Had to go back, redo it again, passed it. Passed grade 10 math. Failed grade 11 math. Had to go back, do it again,
Goodness.
passed it. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Finally, didn't fail again after that. But
Hmm.
I just kept going because I was like, no, I want to apply to certain
Yeah.
schools. And at that time, I was actually really excited about architectural design, and I'm still
Hmm.
very much into that. I love designing things, and so I just kept going. And I mean, ultimately, I
Yeah.
never went that direction with my life, but I did apply to university for architectural design, and actually got accepted
Nice.
to one of the schools. Funny enough, the guy
Look
who,
at you,
you know,
Jesse. I never went to college. How
you
dare
would
I?
have.
I was just trying to get by in high school. I'm like, oh my God, like the math was killing me. I failed 11th grade math, I failed
I'm with
11th
you.
grade math. Yes, oh yes, fist bump
Yeah.
to felon,
Hey,
that's right, flunkers
fist bump to
us,
failure.
uh-huh.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, but we
And
didn't
I
quit.
was
We
we didn't
didn't give
quit.
up.
Well, we couldn't quit. My mom's like, how dare you try to quit school and
Mm-hmm.
be a high school
Mm-hmm.
dropout? You're going to go back in there and do this again. I'm like, oh. So I did evening school for a little bit. And then I'm like, I can't do this and do what I, love doing,
Uh-huh.
which Jesse, I'll be interviewing people right after school. So, anyway, then that's when I did like a little home studies program where I went to school only 2 days out of the week, 2 days out of the week. And then I got to
Wow.
do just whatever when I wasn't, well, I couldn't just do whatever. I mean, I had to still do,
Yeah.
book, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you've
I
been,
did the book
doing,
work.
you've been doing interviews now for a while. How are
I
you loving
know.
it?
I love what I do. It's so much fun. I get to learn new things each and every day. And, now with this strike that's being over with, I was doing a lot of lifestyle interviews. So I was getting to learn more about just,
Mm,
everyday stuff that I really didn't even know a whole lot about. So, but
mm-hmm.
I love being able to interview, actors like yourself and get to learn more about, the person behind the movie role. And, it's,
Mm-hmm.
I just, I love what I do. It's so much fun, which, I talk all the time.
Yeah,
So
you're great at that. You
And
should.
by the way, we better be talking about your movie here. We've been like
Okay, let's do
12
it.
minutes into this interview. Yeah. All right. So, in A Christmas Blessing, your character Otto, he's really a gift sent from above for character Mandy Gilmore, played by Lori Loughlin, as he actually helps save her Aunt Susie's food bank as she learns what it's like to give instead of receive during the holiday season. That's really the overall premise. But how did this movie impact you with the message it shares to viewers? And how do you hope the message will come across to audiences when they watch on Sunday?
Oh, that's not deep at all. You just went for it,
Ah,
bro. Like I'm gonna be crying by the end of this answer. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, well, I guess it started with character first. So it started
yeah.
with the character of Otto. Now, quite a while ago, a
Uh-huh.
great American team reached out to me and they said, "Hey, we got the script. We just read it. Just that's all they said. Just read it. Tell us what you think." So I read it and I'm like,
Mhm.
"What do you want me to? What do you want me to play?"
Mhm.
Because it was already rumored that Lori was going to be the love interest, and I was like, okay,
Right.
I'm assuming they're finding someone that she probably worked with in the past, a love interest
Mhm.
that would just be more suitable in that world. And they were like, well, the character Otto, and I was like, yeah, it's written for a 70-year-old man or woman, right? And I was
Uh-huh.
like, are you guys open to me, you know, doing that character? And they were like, yeah, we'd consider that. We think, we'd be love to hear your thoughts on it. So we had a
Mhm.
meeting. We talked about my thoughts, and it really, I mean, it kind of got under my skin. I was like, man, this is really cool. Like, I like that I'm not the love interest, and
Mhm.
I like that this character kind of goes everywhere and does whatever's necessary to help everybody in that world. And so, in giving, I think Otto is this character that gives exactly what he thinks people need, and everybody needs something
Mhm.
different. They might need some humor, maybe they need a serious talk, maybe they need to be nudged a little
Yeah.
bit, and in, pushed in certain ways that they didn't expect to be pushed. So
We need more autos in the world today. That's
more
right.
autos, what, not
More
automobiles.
autos.
Wait,
We'll
wait.
go on a strike, Yeah, and also too working alongside Lori Loughlin. I love Lori. She's amazing. What is
Yeah.
one thing that you remember from your time on set that made it very memorable, both working on a project like this? Because the movie is extraordinary. You guys, I know you've been watching a lot of Christmas movies since after Halloween, they start, rolling in movies, but this is the one to watch. It's so good.
And yeah, working with Lori and James, they're actually both like
Uh-huh.
just very genuine people. Like
Yeah.
we had a lot of really actual life conversations, like about stuff that we don't talk about
Mm-hmm.
on the regular, like just really getting into life. So that was really touching. It was cool.
Right.
And they're both very fun. Like they both have a very unique and interesting sense of humor, of course.
Uh-huh.
And so there's like jokes on set, and then there's just joking around in the scene and coming up with things. But they're both always ready to go. I mean, you mentioned Lori first out of the gate. She's always knows all of her dialogue. Like there's never a problem. There's never, which puts you on your game because you're like, oh man, like if I mess anything up, like Lori's gonna notice, man. Like, and it's like, no, but yeah, they're all super kind, man, and very giving, and that just helped. I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
part of the movie. It was like,
Yeah.
if we could talk through things, we had opinions, we had ideas, super easy to share with everybody. There was no egos, and James actually, I think I want to put him in a more of a comedy. Like I don't think he gets the comedic
Mm-hmm.
um sort of favor that he should, you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
hilarious, man. Like he has this like flat, and he can also just go full kid. Like he can be like this, like a little 8-year-old kid, just crazy
Uh-huh.
goofy. And it's hilarious. And so he would do like varying degrees of this. And the director would be like, whoa, that was okay, let's try that now. Let's try this. And
I
so
smell bloopers.
oh, I wish there's gotta
Yeah.
be, I wish they would show them. But funny enough,
Yeah.
there's some movies in my mind, and I'm always considering now all these people I work with where I'm like, oh, they'd be good over here and put them over there.
Now, in the film, Mandy, she starts to doubt that it's too late to start up, Susie's food bank, her aunt's food bank, one last time during the holidays. But Otto has faith that it's never too early to start up a business once again. I think that is so important with what's going on in today's world. How important is it to have faith in life? And when did you actually find faith in your own personal life, Jesse? As I think when, we find faith within ourselves, we become a lot more happier. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Uh, Again, another deep question. We'll try. That's good. We'll unpack. Yeah, faith, I think, is something that you need to definitely find.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has faith in something. If you really sit down and you start to ask yourself, well, what's your faith in? Right?
Right.
Is it in God? Is it in the higher being? Is it in the
Mm-hmm.
planet? Is it in the stars? Is it in people? Is it in
Mm-hmm.
yourself? Is it in an object? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of options out there nowadays for a lot of things,
Right.
including faith. And so I think that something you mentioned, which is it's never too late. I
Mm-hmm.
think that if you discover there's something good that you can do today,
Mm-hmm.
just do it. Like don't let everything else crush that because it. Oh man, I mean, I've done this. Tell me if you agree, but
Mm-hmm.
you come up with all these great ideas, or you have a dream, or you have some little hope, and it could be anything. It could be something simple, it could be something really complicated, and you have hopes and dreams for it, and you quickly in your mind go, but it's I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I'm too
Yes.
old, I'm too young,
Oh, yes.
I'm too tall, I'm too short, my family dynamic's not in the right place. And you
Mm-hmm.
quickly talk yourself out of a dream, and you haven't even got that dream out of your head. So this
Right.
whole dream, this whole faith,
Or you
everything
just
you
don't know where
have,
to start.
yeah, hasn't even left you yet, and you already
Mm-hmm.
crushed it. You didn't even get it out on paper. You didn't get it out your words, like you didn't write it on a whiteboard. You didn't share it with a friend at a coffee. Like you got to get
Mm-hmm.
it out of you. Just start there. Don't judge it. Don't. Okay, this is one thing that computers brought into our culture that people run with in their mentality.
Mm-hmm.
They are metaphorically typing out ideas in their mind, and they
Mm-hmm.
quickly want to delete and backspace and fix it and edit as they go. Stop editing yourself.
Yes.
Just just get it out. Like now, yes, find a good atmosphere for that. I'm not saying go
Mm-hmm.
on your TikTok live and maybe just blurt out all these ideas. Might not be the good a good place for that. But it's okay to explore faith. I think you got to run the ramp of reason before you
Yeah.
take the leap of faith. So reason
Mm-hmm.
it out in your mind. What do I really believe in? Do I believe
Mm-hmm.
this? Okay, can I live this? How does that translate into work, marriage, family, finances,
Mm-hmm.
education, whatever, politics? Go there.
Yeah.
Take your faith and make it work. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I mean, you gotta believe what you say you believe.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Very
don't,
well
then
said.
look
Yeah.
at it.
I like that. Now, Jesse, we see phrases throughout the movie that shares the story of this movie. One that I really loved the most was a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. What do you hope viewers will get from that quote when they see this film on Sunday?
Well, I think a big important factor of life is serving others or reaching out to
Mm-hmm.
others. And you need to find out what that is for you. I mean, maybe is it you just, financially helping someone? That could be a big help. Is
Mm-hmm.
it you showing up and helping somebody move? Is it you calling somebody? Is it you texting someone? So, again, you got to get this outside of you. You can have these ideas and these thoughts, but love, faith, um, lighting another candle, for me, metaphorically means it's not for you. You're doing it for someone else. You want to
Mm-hmm.
extend and share and I mean bless others. Just like what's the worst thing that's going to happen?
Right.
Like I mean, and it's fun. It actually is like super fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
my kids sometimes
It
they'll get
makes you
these
feel good
ideas.
inside, right?
Yeah, and it's like man, you want to pass that on to adults. You want to pass it on to the kids. It doesn't matter. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. Everybody can be doing this. There's something you can do today. And I know life can be challenging. Sometimes you're in a position and you're like, man, this is just really hard right now. Or maybe you're going through something real, man. Maybe you're in the middle of a divorce. I don't know. Maybe,
Mhm.
maybe your pet just passed away. Maybe now, I mean, some of these examples can be really heavy, but even in that, there's something you can give. Even your story of living through that can be a gift to somebody else. Like, don't think that you're alone, because if you're, that's like a lie. That's it's
Mhm.
either a lie of yourself, or it's a lie from the enemy, or it's a lie from something else. It's like, oh, you're the only one going through this. You're the only one. You're all by yourself. Just
Mhm.
stay at home. Nobody wants you around. Nobody. That's all ridiculous filth. Just
Everybody's going through a little something,
yeah. And I guarantee you, if you find a good, healthy place to share that, right? Like I said, like maybe
Mhm.
you grab a coffee with somebody and you just share a little bit of the struggle you're going through.
Yeah.
uh, that can change someone else's life. I mean, and
Mhm.
sometimes as performers, I think people will look at us in these interviews and they go, "Oh, you just made this Christmas movie and everything looks beautiful and it's perfect and everything's great."
And they think we're
I got,
always so happy too. Oh, they're
I
always
got,
so happy. They're living a perfect
yeah,
life.
yeah, I got stuff going on. And do I go on my Instagram and share it all? No,
Right.
but but I'll be honest with you, it's not all, daisies and cotton candy
Right.
and uh, you know,
Uh-huh.
uh, this stuff happens, man. There's stuff going
Mhm.
on in my life. There's stuff going on in other people's lives, and we're all experiencing it. And so
Mhm.
um, sometimes you just got to share. I mean, I literally was in the grocery store yesterday, and
Mhm.
there was these two ladies, and they were trying to select what to buy, and I was like, hey, personal opinion, don't have to listen to me. I was like, totally don't buy that one. And they're like, why? And we just started talking about health, and then I found out that this woman has, like, she's really been suffering, like, and having a lot of
Oh.
problems with her skin. And man, I just stood there and, like, was able to be like, oh, here's a bunch of ideas, like, about diet and things that I think would help. And we're just talking right in the grocery store aisle, and it was one of the best conversations I had in my whole day. And that
Yeah.
was just giving. It was like, I didn't want anything from her. I don't know who she is.
Mhm.
But as soon as she shared a little of her heart, like, and you saw the pain on her face of, like, what she's been experiencing, you're like, oh man, like, you just want to help. Like, if you don't want to
Mhm.
help other people, then maybe you're just really hurt, and you
Mhm.
you need some healing. You need some prayer. You need some good people around you that are gonna um, both support you,
Mhm.
but also kick your
Mhm.
butt when you need that. Like, sometimes you just
That's
need
right.
that. I have men in my life, and they have all right to talk into my life and go, "Hey, you're being an idiot right now. Why'd you
Uh-huh.
why'd you talk like that to your wife or your kids?" I'm just throwing examples out,
Mhm.
but you need
Right.
people that have permission, trusted
Mhm.
permission in your life to go, "Hey, just throwing this at you.
Yeah.
You sound like this and you look like this, and you might want to look into that." And you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Like, I don't know. It takes a village, man. You need a team.
Mhm. They could not have picked someone better to play this role because from the time that I first met you, I knew that you were a very giving person, a very caring person. From because I don't think I've ever shared this, but Jesse helped. He stayed online with me like 2 hours on a Skype call to help figure out some sort of software, and that's about like back to the story of you going to the grocery store, listening to this woman, going through her struggles and helping give her ideas or helping her with a diet plan or whatever it might have been. And I think we all need to give and be more kind to each other. And I think the world would be a better place. And one thing that I like so much about this movie is it really teaches you to serve and help give to someone else versus expecting to receive around the holiday season. So I really hope people take that away when they watch this movie. But people got to go watch this. A Christmas Blessing. It airs Sunday, November 12th at 8 p.m. on Great American Family, and and also too they'll be playing it throughout the holiday season on the network. And if you can't watch it there, it's going to be airing on Great American Pureflix, which is the streaming service. Look at here with his background. Da da
There it is.
da dun 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 dun
Ooh.
dun.
Here,
Yeah.
let me get out of the way of myself.
That's right. There's the poster of the movie. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Why pop it up
yeah.
when we can just have
Look at.
Jesse do it? That's right.
Oh,
A little Thanksgiving feast.
yeah.
And by the way, Jesse, I want to mention to our audience, you are hosting the Thanksgiving Day Parade. What? Can you share more details on it?
Yeah, so this will be the second year in a row that Jen, Lily, and myself will be hosting the Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh.
It's going to be even better this year. It's 3 hours live.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch it on Pluto. You can watch it on, like, CW 26 or something like that, and
Uh-huh.
then old school cable. Uh, but
Wow.
yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be pretty cool. And there's a pretty gnarly
Mm,
surprise at the end that they have this year. I'm not allowed to say anything yet, but I
yeah.
was like, what? That's kind of cool.
So go watch A Christmas Blessing this weekend and stay tuned and watch him and Jen Lilly. I adore Jen Lilly. We've had her on the show before and
She's
she's
fantastic.
amazing. And watch them host the parade. I assume maybe Mickey Mouse and Minnie will be appearing in that. I think they've appeared in that parade before. So
They have. And as I said, there's another few
big
guests that will be
surprise.
coming out at the end. And you won't expect this. Just trust me.
Oh, you got to watch until the end. You're going to do it to us. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jesse, it's been so nice to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for doing this. And it's been so great to just catch up with you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.